Hello everyone, I am Kushal Gella and today I am going to discuss the topic differences between PAN coordinators and coordinators in wireless personal area networks. So before directly stepping into the differences, let's discuss about wireless personal area network. IEEE 802.15 is a working group which specifies wireless personal area network standards. A wireless local area network that provides wireless network communication over short distances using radio or infrared signals instead of traditional network cabling. There are 10 major areas of development under IEEE 802.15 group, which include IEEE 802.15.1, for example, Bluetooth, 802.15.3, high rate wireless personal area network, 802.15.4, low rate wireless personal area network, and other versions which are still under development. There is a lot of R&D going on IEEE 802.15.4. IEEE 802.15.4 is a technical standard which defines the operation of low-rate wireless personal area networks. It specifies the physical layer and media access control for low-rate wireless personal area networks and is maintained by IEEE 802.15 working group. ZigBee, or sometimes pronounced as XBee, wireless HART are some examples of wireless technologies which utilize the services provided by IEEE 802.15.4 wireless network standard. IEEE 802.15.4 conformant devices may use one of the three possible frequency bands for operations. They are 868 MHz band, 915 MHz band, and 2450 MHz band. IEEE standard 802.15.4 intends to offer the fundamental lower network layers of a type of wireless personal area network, which focuses on low cost, low speed communication between devices. The basic framework conceives a 10-meter communication range with a transfer rate of 250 kilobits per second. So this is the maximum transfer rate achievable by using this low rate wireless personal area network. Important features include real-time suitability by reservation of guaranteed time slots, collision avoidance through CSMA-CA, which is adopted from IEEE 802.11, which defines for wireless LAN standards, and integrated support for secure communication. Many of the features supported in low-rate wireless personal area networks is being derived from IEEE 802.11, which is a protocol standard for wireless networks. So let's discuss about the network model in low-rate wireless personal area networks. In this network model, we will be discussing how the devices working in low-rate wireless personal area networks are connected. To enable the implementation of the wireless personal area network systems across sites will require multiple layers of networks containing both types of nodes, namely fully functional devices communicating with multiple nodes and reduced function devices performing usually one point-to-point transmissions. Fully functional device. It can serve as the coordinator of a personal area network just as it may function as a common node. It implements a general model of communication which allows it to talk to any other device. It may also relay messages, in which case it is dubbed as a coordinator. So a fully functional device can act as a PAN coordinator, or in case personal area network coordinator, when it is in charge of the whole network. We will be discussing about PAN coordinators and coordinators in the further sections. Reduced functional device. These are meant to be extremely simple devices with very modest resource and communication requirements. Due to this, they can only communicate with the FFDs and can never act as coordinators. And reduced functional devices can never relay messages. Network model in wireless personal area network. So here is a picture depicting how the network model is implemented in wireless personal area network. So a device can be a fully functional device as well as can be a reduced functional devices, and a fully functional device is subdivided into two parts, namely a PAN coordinator and coordinator. So here it is implementation of the low rate wireless personal area network. there will be a central control point, and through LAN that is connected to the FFD or PAN coordinator, we will understand why it is connected directly through the LAN, why not wirelessly. We'll be discussing in the next sections. And through that particular PAN coordinator, that particular FFD will control different modules within that low rate wireless personal area network, such as HVAC control, which means high ventilation and air conditioning systems control, FFD access control for sensors and all, and for fire detection, which also utilizes the corresponding sensors. Here, the sensors are endpoints and they act as RFDs in case reduced functional devices. To organize such a vast number of wireless network nodes requires creation of a tree-type structure to pass the information from the different networks back to a central control point from where the systems can be monitored and controlled through end devices, coordinators, and PAN coordinator. So, using these tree-type topology, different data collected from the temperature sensor, air conditioning unit, pressure sensor, smoke detector, and these RFDs are passing the information to the FFDs, and thereon each information is gathered by PAN coordinator, and through the LAN network it is delivering it to the central control point. Let's discuss about categories of nodes in wireless personal area network. The first one is PAN coordinator. It is a principal controller of the network, which identifies its personal area network and to which other nodes may be associated. It also provides global synchronization services to other nodes in the network through the transmission of beacon frames containing the identification of the PAN and other relevant information. The PAN coordinator is responsible for coordinating the entire network and communicating back to the central point. Coordinator. It has the same functionalities as the PAN coordinator with the exception that it does not create its personal area network. A coordinator is associated to a PAN coordinator and provides local synchronization services to nodes in its range by means of beacon frame transmission containing the identification of the PAN defined by the PAN coordinator to which it is associated and other relevant information. So the coordinator simply forwards the required messages sent by the PAN coordinator, and it cannot initiate any new network as done by the PAN coordinator. And there is one more category of node also known as end device. It is a node that does not contain any coordinator functionalities. It is associated as a slave to the PAN coordinator or to a coordinator for being synchronized with the other nodes in the network. So here are the examples of this implementation of PAN coordinators and coordinators in different network topologies. So the first one is a star topology where every device in the network can communicate only with the PAN coordinator. So the white color white color nodes are the end devices and little gray color nodes are the coordinators. So in the second diagram, it is a P2P topology, and any FFD in a P2P topology can play the role of the PAN coordinator. One way to decide which device will be PAN coordinator is to pick up the first fully functional device that starts communicating as a PAN. Another form of P2P network is a clustered tree topology as shown in the third figure. In this case, a PAN coordinator establishes the initial network, which is shown in the deep black color. Coordinators form the branches and relay the messages. End devices act as leaves of the tree and do not participate in message routing at all. Coordinator can grow the network beyond the initial network established by the PAN coordinator. So here we can see this part is the PAN coordinator, and these gray color shapes are coordinators, and these are end devices or slave devices. So now let's discuss about key differences between FFD and RFD. An FFD is capable of performing all the duties described in the protocol standard and can accept any role in the network. An RFD, on the other hand, has limited capabilities. An FFD can communicate with any other device in a network, but an RFD can talk only with a fully functional device. RFD devices are intended for very simple applications such as turning on or off of a switch and sensing applications. Key differences between PAN coordinator and coordinator. So the first and foremost category of difference is network identification. A PAN coordinator can identify and create its own personal area network, whereas a coordinator cannot create its personal area network. The second important category is power usage. A PAN coordinator may need to have long active periods. Therefore, it is usually connected to a main supply rather than a battery. So this is the reason where in the initial discussion, the central point is directly connected to the PAN coordinator using a LAN so that it will have a continuous power supply. A coordinator need not have a continuous power supply and batteries are sufficient for its working. Network initiation. A PAN coordinator can send beacon frames to its identify nodes to create and initiate a network. So as discussed earlier, these beacon frames contain what are the PAN coordinators in the further tree topology and any other information will be present in the beacon frames. A coordinator also sends beacon frames to its peer coordinates to give information on identity of a PAN coordinator. It cannot initiate and create a new network with its beacon frames. The concept of intermediate node. In larger, more complex systems, it is very likely that the central control point may not be within range of ZigBee network or any low-rate wireless personal area network. It may even be in a separate building. Therefore, it is likely that the PAN coordinator will communicate to the central point via wide connection placed remotely with respect to the coordinators. So it can't serve as an intermediate transmitting node as it is with the central control point. Coordinators can be served as an intermediate coordinator to transfer data received from another node to the corresponding destination. This implies it can also send its own data along with the data it received from the other node which is not located in the range of the PAN coordinator. Drive communications for entire personal area network. Due to the increased amount of communications traffic on a large personal area network, there is a requirement for higher bandwidth through a PAN coordinator. On the other hand, the coordinator requires a less bandwidth than a PAN coordinator as it handles less traffic compared to a PAN coordinator. Mapping the entire personal area network. The PAN coordinator has to store a map of the entire network and identify which nodes within a range are FFDs or RFD and the function of each part. For larger complex industrial systems, this results in the need for memory to store this map. The coordinator need not have a complete map of the network. Ability to dynamically establish links with new nodes. In large systems, it is highly likely that at some point in the life cycle, new nodes has to be integrated with the system. The PAN coordinator needs to be able to identify and establish links with those new nodes at any point in the network. It should establish the new links whether it is an FFD or RFD and be able to establish the new node roles in the network. Thank you.